So now I'm gonna have to look up there, right? Okay, you ready? Hi everybody, welcome to City Hall Live, Citrus Heights' version of community outreach. This is our third session tonight, and tonight we're so grateful to have Dave Mitchell with Sunrise Recreation and Park District with us. We're going to talk about all great things parks and recreation in the city of Citrus Heights.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be with you tonight.
Thanks. All right, Dave. So first of all, let's talk about the city and the parks. Let's talk about our partnership, because you're not the city. And so tell us about how our partnership works.
Absolutely. The Sunrise Recreation and Park District is a special district here in the county of Sacramento. Our district encompasses all of Citrus Heights, all of Foothill Farms, and all of Antelope. And so we have 46 parks throughout our district, and we have 26 of them here in Citrus Heights. And our partnership is we are the Parks Department for the city of Citrus Heights.
Great. And I know it's been a great partnership. We've been together now 22 years that we've been a city, and a lot of great things have happened. And I know we really do appreciate all the hard work that happens at the park. So we have put out some questions over the past couple weeks, soliciting your input and questions that we have for Dave. So we'll get to those in a minute. But I do want to talk about some very special things that are happening in the district.
Great.
First of all, Rush Home. I see a lot more activity at the Rush Home these days. And so talk about what's going on there and where it's at in case people aren't familiar with it.
Yeah, our historic home here in Citrus Heights is what we call our Rush Home. It was donated to the Park District back in the 70s from Fred and Julia Rush, who are brother and sister. So the house itself is from 1916. It's located in Rush Park, and it's located on Antelope Road on that side of the park. The house is available for rental along with the grounds. It's 2 acres around the house for weddings, parties, and special events. We have a lot of band festivals and a lot of like brew fests at the Rush Home Historical Gardens.
It's really beautiful, and if I remember correctly, it was a Sears and Roebuck home. It was purchased out of a catalog and built?
It was purchased from the Sears and Roebuck catalog, delivered to the train station in Roseville, and then by wagon brought over to Rush Park and put together.
Great history. Gosh, who knew? Right here.
Yeah.
I see a lot more activity there, so thanks to the Park District for keeping it going and keeping our history alive.
It's a wonderful grounds and a wonderful place to be. Yeah.
Great. Also, we want to talk about something that I found very special and neat over at Arcade Park Preserve, the new sensory trail. Talk about that and why we have that.
Yeah, Arcade Creek Park Preserve, which is off of Sunrise Boulevard near the mall, near Greenback Lane, is a very nice 10-acre park that winds back along a creek bed. And just this year, we put a sensory trail, which is about a quarter-mile walk, a sensory trail there where you can walk along, hold our cable, and imagine kind of the nature that's happening around you. And then there's a lot of sensory boxes for touching, feeling. It's mainly put in for those who are lacking some sight or some vision, and but it's open for everybody's use, and it's brand new, and its grand opening is about 2 weeks from now.
That's very exciting. I think that's really fantastic that we're reaching all different parts of the community. People with maybe any kind of special needs or don't get to use the park. It's a great way for them to see what's going on.
Yeah, very excited about it.
Arcade Creek has been a very popular park, hasn't it?
Yeah, it opened in 2014, and it's an extremely nice park to get away back to nature right here in Citrus Heights.
Yeah.
Lots of passive walking, and it has a zip line. So if you're interested in zipping in Citrus Heights, go to Arcade Creek Park Preserve.
Who knew there was a zip line here? Great. All right. Let's talk about what's going on at Rush Park. Some great things are happening there as well. That's our premier park in the city. It's quite large, almost 50 acres or so, and lots of great things going on there. So tell us about that.
Yeah, the most exciting project that we have going on in Rush Park right now is we are doing a replacement of our playground. So if you've been to Rush Park, you've seen our covered picnic area, and you've seen the old playground that's right next door. So coming in October and November of this year is this particular playground right here is brand new, and is about 3 times the size of the playground that's there right now. And it's going to be installed in that particular area, and we're very excited about that particular playground. So there are many special events, Sunday Fun Day and lots of other events sometimes are housed in that end of the park. And it's just going to be a fantastic item for the community. Also on November 9th, there's a community work day. Republic Services is sponsoring the work day at Rush Park, and there's many projects. So if you're interested in helping out, come on out on November 9th to one of our work days at Rush Park.
November, and what would people be doing if they came out?
We've got painting projects going on, planting of trees. We've got some reconstruction projects. We have a rose garden and gardens all around, and all of those are being worked on by the community.
So all skill levels needed.
From, yes, all skill levels
We'll
needed.
take 'em.
Yep, absolutely.
Good. So when will the park playground that break ground?
It breaks ground on October 14th,
Oh, so very soon.
and it'll be done the week before Thanksgiving.
Good. Well, exciting. That's really great. Okay, and tell me also, there's some new courts at Rush Park. Tell me about this pickleball that I hear about.
That's right. If you haven't heard about pickleball, it's certainly one of the fastest growing sports in the park and recreation area. Pickleball is, I won't do a justice describing it, but pickleball is a smaller version of tennis. It's played with a wooden paddle and a wiffle ball, if I might. And we have 6 courts currently at Rush Park that our pickleball club and association play on, and they've raised money to expand 6 new courts. And so on August 24th is the grand opening of our 6 new courts, so we'll have 12 courts all together. The courts are used from basically 6:30 in the morning all the way up through about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Very popular sport, seems to be going into the schools and everywhere now, so it's quite exciting to have a mecca of pickleball at Rush Park.
That's amazing. I need to go check that out. I didn't even know what pickleball was. Great, thank you. All right, so let's talk about Northwoods Park. Is there activity going on there?
There is. So if you live in the Northwoods Park area, this is our new playground that's also going in Northwoods Park. So this playground is coming in October, and so we're really excited about that. It's a small neighborhood park in Citrus Heights. It's, if you know where CBRC Park is, it's one of our more large parks, major parks in that area. It's just around the corner and down and tucked into a neighborhood. So we're real excited about that particular playground that's going in.
Now, is that playground replacement, or have they not had anything?
Yeah, it's a great story. Back in the day, when Park and Rec districts were very resourceful in their ways, Burger King was giving up one of its playgrounds, and the Park District went and picked up the playground from Burger King, put it at Northwoods Park. Well, many years later, it's still the Burger King playground. So it's time to replace it, so we're real excited to update the Burger King playground with a much more fashionable playground for the neighborhood.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So let's talk about the Electric Greenway partnership that we're doing with you. This is a future trail, pretty lengthy trail, and it's been a city effort, Parks and Rec effort. So let's give us some information on that.
Yeah, it's a fantastic project. Right here in Citrus Heights, the city obtained a $6.1 million grant to put a multi-use trail system in Citrus Heights along public property. So the Park District has 5 parks along the way, and of course with parks, you know, we're very much encouraging people to come to our property all the time. So this is a connecting trail that goes from Wachtel all the way down to Sunrise Boulevard through some SMUD property, some school district property, city property, and Park District property. So it goes through 5 of our parks along the way, and we're really excited about the multi-use trail. So walk your dog, walk your children, go for a walk with your children, bicycle along it. It's going to be fantastic.
Great. And that's always a very requested thing for parks, isn't it, trails?
Yeah, national surveys usually show that the most popular item within our park system is passive use, and or hiking, walking, leisurely strolls, things like that. So the trail fits right in with the philosophy of Parks and Rec, and it's going to be a welcome addition to our parks for sure.
Great. So there's a lot of heat right now. This week's been very hot. So there's a pool, correct?
Rush Park has a pool, absolutely.
So come out and go swimming.
Yeah, this is the last weekend, coming up will be the last weekend for public school. Public schools usually kind of close up once the kids go back to school, and so this will be the last weekend, so come on out to Rush Park, enjoy the pool for the last time this weekend.
Great, great. A big event coming up at Rush Park is our Sunday Fun Day.
Yeah,
It's got our 22nd, 23rd Sunday Fun Day event, and that will include lots of activities at Rush Park, as well as the pool will be open for that as well.
Yeah, Sunday Fun Day is a huge community event sponsored by the city, so thank you very much. And it's held at Rush Park each year, celebrating the anniversary of the founding of the city. And it'll have 25 different places to eat. It'll have 25 different jump houses. It'll have 100 different vendor booths out there at the Sunday Fun Day. There's music, entertainment, and small stages with activities going on. So it's a huge day. Bring the whole family. Activities for all ages. It's a great day.
And that's this year. It's on Sunday, September 22nd. So mark your calendars. Bring the family on out. All the activities, the slides, the jump houses are all free. So it's a family event. So come on out. Again, that's Sunday, September 22nd. All right. We've got to talk about my favorite topic, Seabarsea Dog Park.
Okay.
It's great. So many people go out there and use it. Talk about the dog park. I know there's some friends of the dog park that are very active and help you. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Seabarsea is our dog park for Citrus Heights. Extremely popular. We have a small dog park section, large dog park section, and it's filled every day, all day long. Nice parking available for the dog park itself, and we have a Friends of, it's called Pooch, and a group here in Citrus Heights that really supports us with some of the maintenance and kind of the daily operations of the dog park itself. They raise money for some of the improvements at the dog park, and without them it would be much more difficult for us to operate the dog park. So that's fantastic. We're also opening up a dog park. It's under construction right now in Foothill Farms, right next door to Citrus Heights.
Yeah.
So there's another dog park coming in Sunrise's district here real soon.
That's awesome. I know they're very popular.
Yeah.
So I talked a lot about the parks, but your parks and recreation. So we'll talk a little bit about recreation. You have a lot of activities that are held at the different parks, classes, things like that.
Yeah, August 26th, you should start receiving at your homes here in Citrus Heights our brand new recreation guide. So that'll be our fall winter guide. So all the classes that we offer dancing classes, we offer arts and crafts classes, kids activity. One of the things I've really been stressing with my staff recently is bringing in more activities for active adults. So if you're an active adult, there should be more activities in the activity guide. A lot of the classes are held at Rush Park because that's where our community center is. But some of the sports programs especially are held at some of the school sites here in Citrus Heights. So lots to do, and I encourage you to take a peek, and registration opens the second you get your catalog.
That's great. I know that's been such an important part of the community. My kids growing up taking classes and basketball camps and basketball school programs, all kinds at Rush Park. So it's been a great amenity for the community for a very long time. So thank you. All right. So we did have some questions, so we'll get to those.
Okay.
We posted our questions last week asking for people for input, what they might want to ask you. We had one from next door. And so we got this from Carol R. from our next door group. And she wanted to talk about Seabarsea, and she had a lot of concerns about the maintenance of Seabarsea, specifically maybe a dead tree, a broken sprinkler and so forth, and some weeds. So talk about the park's maintenance program and specifically Seabarsea and what might be going on there.
Sure. First, we'd love to hear from the community themselves. They're usually the eyes and the ears of the park system, and so when a sprinkler breaks, which will happen, it's great to hear because then we're able to get out there and fix it real soon. So thank you for the comments. I did walk the park today to take a look. I did identify one of the trees that's struggling out there. So we'll be attending to that real quickly. Also in the middle of Seabarcy, if you're familiar with that park, it's an area that is reserved kind of for the sandbagging activities during the winter. We're working with the city right now on possibly relocating that. And once we relocate that, the center area of the park there, we'll be able to maintain that at a much higher level and make it look a little better at this particular time. And on my review of the park today, I found a second sprinkler that was broken, so we'll get those repaired right away.
It was, you mentioned you want to hear from the community. What's the best way for them to communicate to you if they have a concern about maintenance or sprinkler or tree?
Yeah, our website is sunriseparks.com, and there's a link right there where you can send in concerns, questions, compliments, whatever you're interested in. Our main phone number for our office is 916-725-1585. You can always call them in. And then social media is also a great way. We're receiving a lot of comments through social media. So send things through Facebook, Twitter, things like that. And my staff's definitely taking a look and watching them. We love to hear from them.
Right. Yeah, we know that work. I saw that work recently when we had some people come here to City Hall concerned about a park nearby here, and I think within a few days it was all resolved. So we appreciate that promptness, and it does work, and the community's important feedback. It's really important for us to hear from them.
Yeah, absolutely. We love to work with the community. That's what Parks and Rec's all about, is working with the community and bringing what services they're interested in to our community centers, to our parks.
Yeah, so you mentioned compliments, so if there's an activity that they're interested in learning or something like that, they should voice those with the park office.
Yeah.
Say they'd like to have this program, maybe it will happen.
Yeah, we're very interested in the community bringing up new thoughts, new ideas. Also, if you're an instructor out there and you're interested in doing some classes, that's one of the best ways too, to contact us about doing some classes right with us.
Great, I'm sure we have a lot of talented people in the city that could teach something, so that's a great idea.
One of the areas that's really expanding is our arts and crafts area. We remodeled our arts and crafts room, and so just recently, and we're adding a lot more arts and crafts areas, if you might. It was pretty much ceramics in the past, but now it's really expanding.
Great, that's good. Good. Come on, all you people at Arts and Crafts, join the Park District and teach some classes. Okay, another one from our next door group. It was really just a compliment, and this kind of goes to what I mentioned earlier about the grass mowed down at Van Maren Park. Karen from next door says she loved how all the tall grass was mowed down at Van Maren Park and alongside the wooden bridge, and how great it looked, and she wanted to thank you for doing that, and we again thank you.
Yeah, that's I thank you for the thought. In our open spaces, we have 13 open spaces that are all here in Citrus Heights, and they're all right along the creek corridors mainly. And with all the fire danger that we've been seeing, especially in the last couple of years in California, Sunrise has really been focusing on our open spaces and our maintenance in our open spaces. So if you live next to one of our open spaces, such as Twin Creeks or Cherry Creek and or Stock Ranch, you should be seeing a lot of work being done this year. This summer right now, we're focused on Stock Ranch. And so there's a lot of work in Van Meren's right next to Stock Ranch. So sometimes they're in Stock Ranch, sometimes they're in Van Meren, really working to reduce the fire load in both of those parks.
Great, great. And if they have specific concerns about maybe an area by their house, again, they should just call that into the Park District.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect.
And that number, tell them one more time.
916-725-1585.
All right, and then we had, from Facebook, we did have a question from Rebecca. She wanted to know about homeless. I know this is another one of those topics. And so let's talk about homeless. She specifically is questioning how they camp next to the creek by the Shell station there on Antelope Road. But I'm sure that happens in other parts of the Park District as well. So talk to us about what the Park District's doing for that.
Yeah, we are, one of the things that we're doing is we're working closely with Citrus Heights Police Department and the homeless navigator here with Citrus Heights to make contact with those that need a little assistance. And then once after we make contact, we try to get them some assistance, and then after 72 hours, basically we're coming in and cleaning up the homeless areas that they might be in. So we're trying to get them services and then move them to those services and then come and clean up. But if you're seeing homeless activities or any kind of activities you'd like to report, yeah, please just call the phone number, hit us up through the website, and let us know about it. Or you can let CHPD know about it also, because we're partnering real close with them and working that issue throughout our park system. So it's been a good partnership with the city, and you know, we're working towards a solution.
So, if someone is enjoying the park and she sees people can be in the park and use the park, but if they're camping, that's not allowed, or what happens if they're seeing people camping?
Yeah, I mean, the parks are public property, so you can come into our park system. Everybody's invited into the park system. And even if you have some belongings with you, you're welcome to come into the park system. It's about when you start breaking some of the ordinances, or if you start violating some of the ordinances, like there's no drinking in the park system, there's no camping in the park system. So if you're setting up a tent or you're drinking or things like that, that's when you draw attention to yourself. And that's when enforcement of some of those ordinances usually starts coming into play.
Right.
Otherwise, everybody's invited to come into a park and sit on a bench, go to a table,
Right.
lay on a blanket. That's what parks are all about.
Great. Well, thank you. Yeah, I know it's a tough situation. It's become a very common question that you get, and we appreciate all that you guys have done. So that is it that I have for my specific list.
Questions up on the
Oh, let's go. We have some questions coming in. Great. Any chance we'll add a dog park at Rush Park? This is from Christy. Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, Christy, I agree. Rush Park certainly is a park that should have a dog park. A lot of it is about the logistics of where we would put it in Rush Park. And of course, funding is always a question. So I agree that Rush Park should be a park that has a dog park. There were some available properties across Auburn Boulevard and across Antelope. We just didn't know if that was the smartest thing to put a dog park and have to cross it with the parking lots on one side and the dog park on the other side. It's a great thought, and we're thinking of it also. So
Yeah.
I agree with the thought.
Yeah, we like dog parks.
Yeah.
I saw, let's see. Well, there will be a swimming pool built at Temple Park. This is from Patricia.
Yeah, there used to be a swimming pool at Temple Park many years ago that was kind of a homeowners or a cabana club park. I joined the park district in 2012, and just when I came into the district, Temple Park was deemed too expensive to operate, and the pool itself was failing, so the district covered it up and took the pool away. Currently, there's no plans to add a pool back to Temple Park. What there are plans and discussions going on about is the splash pads and the water play features of that nature in Citrus Heights. So we have our big pool there at Rush Park, but out in the like San Juan Park in the southern part of the city, if I might, is an excellent location. San Juan is not too far from Temple for one of those splash pads.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, they're less, as far as kind of from a dollars and cents, they're not as expensive to put in, and they're a lot less to maintain. And of course, if your water is not standing, you don't have to have lifeguards there. So from an operational standpoint, it seems to be the wave of the future for park districts.
Yeah, those are really great. The little kids really seem to enjoy that, and parents, as you see them sitting around enjoying and watching kids play and flash.
I love to jump in them,
Yeah.
so I'm just a big kid.
Great. Any other questions that we have up there? Are there service days for volunteers at the parks? From Michelle. Thanks, Michelle. Good question.
Yeah, what we have mainly is tree planting events. One of the things that I started about 4 years ago was planting of a minimum of 100 new trees in our park system in Citrus Heights on a yearly basis. So far, we've been well exceeding that. I think last year we planted like 200 trees because we want to make sure our tree canopy is there for the future. So we're always advertising tree plantings. Sometimes the last one was at Rush Park. I'm not thinking where the next one is off the top of my head, but look for our website, or if you want to send in your contact information, I'll give it to our tree coordinator and tree planting coordinator, and she'll let you know. And those are a lot of those events that we have, and lots of time the community always comes out for those events.
And then we have a specific one coming up November.
November 9th at Rush Park.
Okay, and that's another one that will be a lot of
Yep.
construction activity, cleanup, painting,
Yeah.
things like that. That's good. Let's see, any other questions that are coming in? We have a few more minutes, so if there's more questions you have, type away, send them in. Let's see. Oh, so Margaret wants to know about the new playground at Rush Park. So it's like we've got some people just joining us because we had a pretty good discussion already about the
Yeah.
playground, but let's do it again. It's worth discussing again.
Let's do it. It is. It's so exciting. Thank you, Margaret, for the question. This is the playground we showed earlier on. This is going in. It starts demolition in September, and then the new playground starts to come in on October 14th, and will be completed by Thanksgiving. The playground. This is the playground that's right next to the covered picnic area. The closest playground to the community center itself. Very, very excited about that particular playground. It's a wonderful project, and can't wait till it gets completed. It's going to be about 3 times the size of the current playground that's there.
That playground that's there has been there a long time.
Yeah, we think it's 1991 is what we think. So it's served a lot of children over the years,
Yeah.
but it's definitely time to kind of upgrade to more modern equipment. So pretty excited.
That's awesome. Great. Thanks, Margaret, again for that question. It's a great topic to keep talking about. Let's see. Anything else coming in? I don't see anything, but we'll have a few more minutes. If you think of something, send it in. Want to thank Dave for coming in again and joining us. Dave Mitchell, for those just coming. He represents Sunrise Recreation and Park District. He's the district administrator. Is that your official
Yes, ma'am.
title? All right, let's see. What about future community events? Michelle has a question. She says, what about future community events coming to the parks? Petapalooza, she says, is a favorite, which really is. It left for a while and came back this past year.
Yeah.
So is that going to return next year?
It's supposed to. They've reserved our park already. Usually it comes in April is when they've been having Petapalooza. Petapalooza is, for those who don't know, is a huge event. Usually it's the largest event we have at the park, and it can get up to 7,000 people. And you're all encouraged to bring your pet. So there's about 3,000 dogs in the park.
Wow.
Throughout the day. And you would think that would not be a good situation. I have a little Chihuahua that I bring every year, and the Chihuahua seems to get along. So if the Chihuahua can get along at Petapalooza, your dog can get along at Petapalooza too.
Yeah, that's a great event.
Yeah, and so, but they bring bunnies, I've seen cats, snakes, parrots, brought to Petapalooza. So it's a pet-oriented event that happens. So pretty excited about that. Sunday Fun Day is the one coming up. Is it Sunday the 22nd or 23rd?
September 22nd, Sunday Fun Day.
Yeah, that's the next big one coming up at Rush Park. And that kind of wraps up the summer season at Rush Park. There's some smaller events that some service organizations sponsor and happen in the park. And then we'll wait for the new year to come around again and do it all over. Yeah.
Some of the reoccurring events, we just had Hot August Bites at Rush Park. A lot of food trucks and music and things like that just occurred last weekend, right?
I believe next year, one of the new events that's coming next year is Movie in the Park at Rush Park. We've been doing lots of different movies in the park at lots of different parks throughout our district, but the Rush Park is going to have one, I believe, next year.
Oh,
So,
that's really good. We haven't had one of those here in a while.
yeah, it's a great event. So if you love a movie, come on out and see a movie in the park. They're fun events. Kids love them, families love them. There's always food, always things to do. So.
We'll post a lot about that date as it gets closer and we find out the specific dates.
Yeah,
We'll get
through our
that
social
information.
media, we pump out all that information, so just look for our social media. Yeah.
Great, great. Anything else coming in, Dave, that we need to address?
I don't think so.
I think we've hit everything. Great, well, we hope you enjoyed this session tonight. Just from the city side a little bit, as I mentioned earlier, this is our third session live from City Hall. And our first one on roads and traffic. We got a lot of great feedback and questions on street paving and how traffic happens in the city. Last month we talked with our police department homelessness. This month was Sunrise Recreation and Park District. Next month we're kind of looking for ideas. So if you have any specific topics that you're interested in. We would love to hear so we can address your concerns. This is our way of reaching out to the community, and so you can learn about Citrus Heights. Some of the different topics that we have been thinking about, and just if you're interested, are you interested in the history of Citrus Heights? We have a lot of great historians that can talk about Citrus Heights. We have rental housing programs. We have first-time homebuyer programs. We have a lot of different topics that are available to you. So if you have an idea, just let us know, because we like to, this is your time and your session, so we want to know if this is working and we're answering your questions. Let's see, I think that's it. Next month, our topic, we're all going to be here on September 19th, so just a couple days before Sunday Fun Day, so we'll make sure to remind you of that event. So mark your calendars for September 19th, our next session live from City Hall. Thank you.